once you start to share the screen. So
We can see them.
my name is Mike. My name is Mike Cornwall, your renewables manager at the chapter. I work for Summit Technology Group. And I wanted to kind of go backwards a little bit since we do have so many new members, the 3 that just joined us. Awesome to have you, as well as a couple of new members that have joined us more recently that don't necessarily know a ton about me and kind of where I come from and who I am. So I'm going to touch mostly on that today and then have a little bit of the actual work that I do in terms of the renewables, the solar and battery storage tied into that as well. So this is, as you can see on the screen here, this is just one of my favorite projects to date. This is for Biale Vineyards out in Napa, a winery that we did last year. Really just a really fun project to work on. This is, definitely an ideal client of mine and definitely an ideal client for us as a company in terms of what we do and what they were looking for. It's a nice winery, kind of higher end, definitely was into the aesthetics and the quality of products and materials, not just a simple, we want to just save money and slap on the cheapest stuff that we can, which is not necessarily the type of customer that we always are, looking for. Obviously, we'll look at every project, but, this type of an install is really kind of our bread and butter in terms of, what we're looking for and hoping for on the solar side. Clients that understand and value, the aesthetic value and the workmanship and the quality of work that we can bring to a project. So this is just, again, one of my favorites, besides that those views are beautiful. So now to get into me, this is where things get a little bit fun. Maybe, no, it's not working. Here we go, hold on. There we go. Fun thing, so this is me, and this is Eva, as everybody knows, the new baby. She gets in a lot of these photos. It's my wife, Randy. And as you can see here in the middle, we went to elementary school together. We have known each other a very, very, very long time. And, found each other in our early 20s, and that was it. We've been together ever since. We've been married for 15 years, coming up on 16 this year, which also means that, God, tomorrow, cry, Meredith, my oldest. We'll get there. That's her there, though. But she turns 16 tomorrow. It's nuts. So this is the ladies. This is, as you can see, I'm surrounded by ladies. So we've got the oldest one here, Meredith. Then we've got Ruby Ann, Zuella, June, and of course the youngest Eva, and then again Randy in the middle. So lots of things happening in this house all the time. Here is me with all the ladies. We did a nice little fun photo shoot at the beginning of this year. We went out to the beach and we got some really, really fun photos. And Randy, my wife, actually took them all and did some editing on them, and they turned out really great. So this is us. Here we go. Here's the 16-year-old. I guess, well, tomorrow she'll be 16. It's still so crazy to think about. So this is Meredith, or May as she likes to go. Her name is Meredith May. And this is just a pretty fun spectrum of who she is. She got to go to prom this year, so that's kind of the little one down the middle, unfortunately, a little blurry. But she's helping out at prom as a sophomore. She's involved in a bunch of leadership stuff, and she got to go and help set up and then work it, which was really fun. She had a great time. So that's the oldest. And then we got Miss Ruby Ann and all of her goofiness. They both did swim team this year. Ruby's got great curly hair, and she loves to throw it out there, and we found a great place that does curls and really helped her out with that. So this is Miss Ruby. And then we have the wild and crazy Zuella, who is just that. She wanted to be a diamond demon for Halloween this year. So that lovely costume on the right is handmade, including the wings and the devil horns, 99.9% by my wife, with a 0.01% of me putting tiny little beads on those horns that you can't really see, and then just being moral support, which means staying up till 3 o'clock in the morning and just being present to let Randy have somebody to talk to and or pick up garbage. She loves horseback riding. She does horse lessons on Thursdays, so she's getting to go do that later this afternoon. She loves to go to the park and play there, and then she's a total garden girl. That top left one, she loves to help in the yard and plant things and pick things and just do anything and everything that she can around just helping out and being outdoors. Miss Eva. Oh, I covered up one of those photos. Something happened. That's my fault. It's okay. These are still adorable. This is Eva. Eva is a walker. This girl likes to put a hat on, as you can see, go outside and just walk. If you let her, she will walk herself down the steps, walk herself down that lovely pathway, and take a right at the sidewalk there and head straight on down all the way to the park, which is probably about a half a mile away or so. And she will walk herself there, no problems. She will not go into the street unless she has to cross the street to get to the other side, at which point she'll get some help, but she will walk herself to the park every time you give her a chance to get out that front door and head that direction. She just waves at everybody, talks about everything. It's really adorable. And she's been a super fun addition to our family. Some fun things that we like to do. Again, gardening is a big one. So this is last year's harvest. We're getting ready to kind of start up this year. So Randy and Ruby have a lovely flower garden out front that they've started to kind of cultivate and work with and do a lot of really fun things with. And you will probably see a lot of posts coming up a little bit later this kind of spring and summertime for lovely bouquets like this. So if any of you out there end up wanting a bouquet for your loved one or for a family member or friend or whatever it might be, periodically we will have things like this that are all straight from our garden and the flowers that they are growing. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty exciting to see these things start off as weird tuber looking things and then come up to be these beautiful flowers. So that is a fun thing we like to do, is be outside and be gardening. Here's more gardening stuff. So we have 2 grapevines that, as you can see, produce a ton of grapes. It's a little bit crazy and overruling. And then the lavender on the right is also straight from our garden. And then this was a really fun, like, strawberry cream pie thing that Randy and Ruby found a recipe for that was absolutely delicious. It's like a meringue. It's crazy. It's super good. I will give you the recipe if that looks delicious to you. And then that's pretty much it on the family stuff. We love to be working on our house, being outdoors, gardening, doing all that kind of stuff, spending time together. It's just kind of where we live periodically and typically. So on to actual solar stuff. So this on the left actually is a project that Letitia and I worked on out in Sebastopol. She re-roofed this project, and then we came in and did the solar and the battery storage on it. It actually worked out really well, and it was a great project. And so, just goes to show that there are referrals already happening, and we're super excited to have you guys in there. And then this is a big battery storage project on the right that we did out in Napa. Just really fun stuff to be working on. It's nice to be able to help homeowners, not rely on PG&E as much, and as well as provide them solutions that are going to keep them up and running when their power goes out. Ground mounts as well are definitely a thing of ours. These are a couple of projects. One of these, the bottom right, is actually out in Dunnigan. That system is to date still my largest one that we've installed. It was 1,344 panels total, one giant array. It was super cool, very custom. In order to make the array like this, we had to work with a manufacturer to custom build the racking. Turned out really great. And then the top one is just our standard kind of looking ground mounted install, and would love to work on more of those. So that is it on slides. I was being a bad person and did not sign myself. So if I have a minute or two and you'd like to ask me a question, feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to present Daniel Canales next.
Does anybody have any questions for Mike? That was very informative. We have about a minute or so. Okay. So you're introducing Daniel?
I am. So if you have any other questions for me, please feel free to schedule one-to-one. Happy to talk to you. And I will now give you Daniel Canales.
Oh, I had a
Daniel
question.
has been a licensed health. Oh yeah, who was that? Go back.